Welcome back to All the Mods 9 to the Sky. How you looking today? Beautiful. Today we're going to do something a little different, and we're going to work on something that the star requires. I actually haven't even unlocked this chapter yet because I haven't finished this one because I don't think I did any of these. Today though, we are going to work on making the pulsating black hole. This now requires all of these compressed blocks, and of course we'll need 18 of them to consider our game completed, which means we'll need 18 of each of these, and that is a lot of blocks. So, I want to get started on this as soon as possible so we can have these crafting in the background. How are we going to do this? Well, I have all these farm spaces up here, and mystical agriculture seeds are pretty fast when it comes to generating lots of resources. And this is what I did to get all the compressed blocks in my last series. We can see here all of the blocks we need. We're going to need some redstone. And I'm going to make a single farm for each of these seeds. We'll need gold seeds. We'll need some wood seeds. Lots of dirt seeds. There's iron in there. And cobblestone. And then we'll need fire seeds for sand, since that one doesn't have its own. And then gravel takes stone and dirt. And obsidian seeds. And that should be it. So that's 8 different farms that we need. We're going to fill up all the spaces in each farm. So I guess I first need to get to building out all of these farm spaces first. Jeez. I guess I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I have now got all of my farms in place, built up. None of the decorations and stuff, but they're there at least. I can do decoration stuff in the background. Anyway, I'm missing 400 prosperity shards in order to craft all of the scythes that I need, or the hoes. Oh, it would help if I had more prosperities. Anyway, as for what we do have, we can start getting our seeds into place. I'll probably start with the easier ones. So we'll need 81 seeds for each 9x9 minus 1, 80 seeds. Okay, so that's going to be 5 stacks of all the materials that you need. All the essence and stuff. And then we'll need 80 seeds for each one as well. Oh, my prosperities are going to have to put in some work. Oh, not good. I did not plan for this. To help automate our breeding process to get more prosperities. Why are we not? This bee species cannot breed. That's awesome. Oh, it's the crystalline bees one. That's the one you need. Anyway, I guess we have to breed more of these together. So to help this process out, I've added a honey treat thing for the baby incubator. And this should be pushing into here. I guess it's not. But I just added a export bus with a crafting card to export honey treats into this drawer. And then this has a pusher upgrade pushing all of those honey treats into the incubator so that we get those in there automatically. The babies that come out of the breeding just require the incubator in order to grow up, otherwise you have to wait around for a while. Anyway, turn these guys into... I don't know why they keep dying. They were doing this yesterday. Another thing we can do with our bees, now that we have those draconic bees automated, is we can craft these productivity upgrades. These require the draconic dust that draconic bees produce, and you have to change that into draconic chunks. And I don't think I have that many yet, but if I try to craft one of these... Yeah, see, we're missing some draconic dust still. So I'll probably give the productivity upgrades to the draconic bees first, so that way they can produce more. And we can even throw in the recipe for the next tier above this, which increases their productivity by 150%. This just requires nether stars, which we have automated. The next tier requires echo shards, and we have not done any of this yet. So that's going to be a little ways off, I believe. But even crafting just these takes a lot of draconic dust. Well, I guess I did not realize how much this was going to take prosperity shard wise. I swapped out my drawer for a new one so that I could put a iron downgrade on it to limit these honey treats to only 64. It was taking all of my honey essence. I kind of need honey essence. So this shouldn't make any more than 64. And then we'll get our honey essence back. Since I guess I have to wait a bit for all of these bees to get some upgrades and everything so I can get lots of prosperity shards, let me talk about my actual plan for all of these farms and how we're going to turn them into the compressed blocks that we need. I want these bulk item storage cells. This might take a little bit of work though. Most of the stuff we'll be able to get easily, like skystone we have seeds for, and then this is just made in the crusher. But then this mega storage component is going to take some materials that we don't have yet, and some big storage components that we definitely don't have yet. This cubed spatial component shouldn't be too hard to get. We just need recipes for everything, and fluix pearls are easy. But then there's this mega storage component, and this takes a new processor, the accumulation processor, and we'll need recipes for all the ones below it too. And then we'll need the accumulation processor. This bad boy is made in the inscriber with a printed accumulation circuit and fluix dust. And this is made by inscribing sky steel. I don't think we have automated this yet. That's because it requires a bee. And that's the only way to automate it. We can make sky steel normally by combining charged Certus quartz iron and sky stone in some lava. I think I may have some of this. No, I do not. And honestly, getting the bee doesn't look too complicated. I just need the egg from spatial bees. So we could automate sky steel. Then again, we could just make a whole bunch real quick. For now, at least. If we just toss all of these in lava, hopefully we get lots and lots of sky steel. This ought to keep us busy for a bit till we can automate it. Then we're going to need to get a new inscriber along with a router and everything for those new processors. Oh, singularity. We need the matter condenser. Oh, buddy. Alright, side tangent. To get the press that we need to make accumulation circuits, we need singularities, and these are made in the matter condenser. Now, the easiest way that I learned how to get singularities fast is to get a couple of sinks. Then to get this going to start making some singularities, we're going to surround our matter condenser with those 4 sinks, and then have some pipes going into them, and then we'll have all of that fluid going into the matter condenser. Then we need to get at least a 64K storage component in here, and this is going to start storing some of that energy that's coming in from all the fluids. You can also do this by adding items, but fluids are the fastest way to do this from what I found. We can add some netherite pipe upgrades to increase the fluid input rate quite a lot to 10,000 millibuckets per tick. So then we have 4 of these going at the same time. You can see here we're already getting lots and lots of energy really fast. Oh, and then we need to make singularities. I don't want matter balls though. Singularities? There we go. We need matter balls anyway. So there we go. That's how you get singularities super, super fast. We can have these output to a drawer just to store them. I'm not sure how many of these we need for the star, but we'll keep that going for a bit to get some of these, and then eventually we can switch it over to matter balls, and these are quite a lot cheaper, but I did need some anyway, so thank you. Anywho, now with our singularity, we can make the accumulation press, made from the calculation and engineering press. I guess this needs energy as well. That's how you get the accumulation press. It does delete the other 2 presses, so we'll have to make those again real quick. We can then have our module pull and send, what was it we needed for those? Accumulation circuit, sky steel, that's what it is. So we have this pull sky steel and send it into the inscriber, and then we can have this final one connect back up to this to pull those circuits from it and have them end up back in the barrel. Cool, 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 cool. I think that's good, maybe. I just need the recipe for them, that's right. Making sure again that we add the raw items that we need instead of the printed circuits. And that's sky steel too. And then we can put this in our pattern provider back here. If I request a bulk item storage cell, excuse the train, 7,000 bytes. Oh man. Sounds like we need a crafting upgrade. Hello. From 4K to 16. Now can I have one? This may take a while to craft too. That is a lot of processors it needs. Now that we have our bulk item storage cell, we can actually get started on this farm. Even if I can't get quite enough seeds for it yet, let's start with some. Let's get an ender chest and dye it brown. And then we'll put the same receiving ender chest up here. And then I guess we could just pipe these into the crafter? I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way, for this. And we want to make sure that we whitelist dirt essence so that all that fertilized essence doesn't go into the crafter. And then all of that fertilized essence can just go into a trash can. I think this will work for the future too. Oh, and then we need to make sure we dyed this one brown as well to connect it up. Cool, all of our dirt essence goes in here. We're going to change this recipe so that we get some dirt out of it. Have all of that go to the external buffer. And that's how we get lots and lots of dirt. Now, this is where our bulk storage cell is going to come into play. We can take this guy back to our main base to plug it in. I think I have some channels over here. I need to organize this so bad. Anyway, we're going to set up a new ME drive and find that bulk storage cell. Now we're going to take a cell workbench, and we're going to take our bulk item storage cell, and we need to partition this. What we do is we just add dirt to the cell workbench and take this out, and it's only going to be able to store dirt now. So we can put this in our ME drive, and now any dirt that goes into the system is going to go into that bulk item storage cell. So if I take an ME interface and hook up all of these future crafters to this, but take this one out, does that go into the interface? Yes. I'm gonna move this. What if I just do this instead? What if I just take a router and then move you, and then have this router pull from all of these crafters and send them into that interface. And we're going to use a distributor module because we're going to have multiple of these crafters. And then that can send to the interface, I think. Hopefully. Missing channel. Slay. Okay, but then maybe I don't need the import bus because it was just missing a channel to begin with. There we go. All of that dirt should go into our system and preferably into that storage cell. We need to set this to a higher priority. 1000. That way, all of that dirt should go into there instead. If I add some dirt normally, will it? There we go. Now we can see it has 360 dirt, and any future dirt will also go back into there. Cool. There's one last thing we need to do, and we need to add compression to this storage card. We do this with a compression card, which is what we needed those matter balls for. So if we take this drive back to our cell workbench and add that compression card, put it back in. Now compression should be enabled, and this is going to automatically add all of that dirt into compressed blocks. So it's going to automatically compress all of those blocks, and we can still access the lower tier ones, which is a super cool way of getting these. So we can basically now just let this run, let that farm run until we have, what do we need? 18 blocks of 5 times compressed dirt. That's a lot. And we still get to access all of the dirt that is there normally, which is very nice. So we basically just need to repeat this process for the rest of the farms. I'm still kind of working on upgrading these bees so we can get more prosperity shards. So I think for a bit what I'm going to do in the background is keep upgrading these bees. I need to work on the draconic bees first to get them some productivity upgrades. And then I'm going to add some for the prosperity shard bees. Because we need lots and lots for all of the seeds that we need. You know, unless, how much is the seed boost when you add Insanium farmland? 1%. Are the other ones different? No. So, we don't want those. That's not worth it at all. Alright, so I'll be back in a bit once I have some better stuff going. Okay, I have been working on this bad boy for a while now. It would have been so much easier to do Fidos, I think, at this point. But anyway, we have a whole bunch of new seed patches now. I was able to get stone, fire essence, redstone, certus, and gold going. There are just a couple more that I need for the black hole blocks, but these are the ones I was able to work towards getting so far. We've got crafters everywhere up here for all of these, each of them just set to craft one of the blocks that we need. All of that essence coming from these ender chests, and all of this is going into our ME system. When it comes time to adding a new cell, I've already had some gold crafting up and going into our system before I was actually able to get another bulk cell. What you can do is get your cell ready. So we're going to partition this to only hold gold. And then we have an MEIO port here. And if we set this middle button here to transfer data into the storage cell, and then we put our storage cell on this side over here, it's going to transfer all of the gold that was already in the system into the storage cell. So that way we can clean our drives of the old gold and have it only have the new one in here. So now you can see all of my other bulk storage cells, and we're doing good. It is a lot of work to get all these seeds crafting. I've had to get some mean upgrades for our bees, mainly our prosperity bees. I'm still working on getting these. So yeah, I've just been slowly adding more and more upgrades. These guys all have the maximum that I can do right now, and then I'm just working on getting some more in the prosperity bees, so we can get lots of prosperity shards, and therefore lots more seeds. Now, of course, I do only have like 16 of each seed, aside from that one right now. I do plan to fill up these whole fields just so we can get enough blocks. The only one that's even reached the 5 times compressed is dirt, and otherwise this would take years for this to craft all of those. So we're gonna get lots more seeds for these once I'm able to. One nifty little thing that we need to do in order to actually use all of these compressed items that we have is use a decompression module. And then we're going to take this guy and attach it to the drive that's holding all of our compressed modules in it. And then, in theory, this should be able to automatically be able to craft all of the compressed blocks either up or down. So let's say, for example, we need to craft something that has a lot of redstone in it, like the bulk storage cell. Normally, this wouldn't even show up because it thinks that you just have compressed blocks in the system. But with this decompression module, it knows to craft all of the redstone dust from those higher compressed blocks. I had this as some patterns before, but it did seem really logical to have to add all of those patterns for all the compressed blocks. Although it doesn't seem to work all the time. That's kind of weird. The last thing I'm going to do today, since this is taking so long, crafting all of these processors for the storage components and the storage cell is just taking ages. So instead, I need a better inscriber setup. Because clearly, just doing one at a time is not going to cut it. I think I have a plan to fix this, and that's a I think, not an I know. I may have to wait for this to finish first. Unless I just put it like over here or something. Maybe I can move the singularity crafter. The first thing I need to do is get some of these extended inscribers. If you remember the last series, these are the same as the inscribers. They're just able to hold 4 crafts at the same time. So instead of the normal inscribers, which only have one processing slot. Let me pull one of these out. You can see this guy has 4 different spots where it can work. So we can basically process 4 processors at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say. Jeez. Okay, so I think what I'm doing here is right. I may or may not have just watched a video about this on how to do this. So this is not my genius. So anyway, what we're gonna do is have, I think, 6 of these inscribers along 6 different pattern providers, and we could put more on this side if we wanted to. But each of these is going to handle a different logic processor, I think is what's happening. So I've disconnected our old inscriber setup, and the first thing that we need to do is get a whole bunch more of these universal presses. We can also throw some acceleration cards in all of these to make them way faster. Oh, but I don't have any circuits yet anyway. Once we do have some universal presses, we're going to need to put 1 in each of every slot of every inscriber that we have here. And then each of these pattern providers are going to hold a different job for these patterned. What am I talking about? So I think... Ooh, what do I need to do here? I need to reset these patterns. I think what I need is a pattern for each of the circuits? These guys, yeah. So I need 1 for each of these, and instead of just doing 1 at a time, we're going to bump this up. Somehow, I need this produced 4 at a time. Ooh, wait, no, that's not right. Yeah. So, yes, I just need 1 of each of the press patterns, except for we don't want the presses to be included in the pattern. And, of course, 1 for the accumulation circuit. And then these are all going to go in the different pattern providers. And, of course, we can't forget the printed silicon press. And then the last patterns that we need are going to be for the processors themselves. But these ones, we're going to keep the printed circuits instead of transferring them to the raw items this time. And then it should know to craft those printed circuits and then put them into the pattern provider for all of these, I hope. So these last 4 are all going to go into the top. Oh, I think I may have requested something on accident. We want to make sure that all of our pattern providers are set to blocking mode so that they don't add more items than they're supposed to into the inscribers. And we want to make sure... What is that there? Why is that there? We also want to make sure that our inscribers are all set to auto export so that it knows to put the processors back into the pattern providers when it's finished. And I think that's literally it. I don't think we have to do anything else for this. That's our inscriber array all built up. I just need to add all of the acceleration cards, of course. So I need to wait for these to craft up. And then the last thing we need for that are the accumulation presses to go into the Skysteel accumulation 1 instead of the universal presses. And then we should also be able to get the accumulation circuits now. And then if we wanted to, we can just add another set of extended inscribers on this side too, to make the process twice as fast. I mean, we just do the exact same setup. It's pretty easy. Let's test this out now. Do I have enough stuff to get a bulk item cell? Yes. Let's try this and see how much faster this is compared to what it was trying to do before. We have to wait for all the Certus quartz to craft, though. That's another thing I need to upgrade is the molecular assemblers. These do have acceleration cards in them, but there is an extended molecular assembler. If I could say it right. Let me see. I should have everything that I need to craft these. And I think I do need to upgrade these patterns to produce 4 at a time. It seems to not be putting them in all the slots. The way we do this is with a pattern modifier. I need to get a circuit, though. It's not going to let me do that until all of these are crafted. This is going way faster, at least, so it should be done relatively soon. Oh man, I just learned something crazy. Okay, I need this guy up here to be separate than the rest of these. Oh geez. What was happening is that this extended inscriber was auto exporting into the inscriber above it. So what we actually need is for this final one to be separate so that it doesn't do that anymore. And of course we can connect our system to this. So now we should be a-okay. And then make sure we have auto export set now. Cool, and this should be way faster now and should actually be able to process everything. Cool. As for that pattern modifier thing, let's grab this. And then what we need to do is take one of our patterns, open our pattern modifier, and put this in here. And then we want to multiply this so that it does 4 processes at the same time. So instead of only thinking it can craft 1 at a time, it's going to be like, hey, I can only craft 4 at a time, and then it's going to take all 4 of those items and put them in the inscriber slots all at the same time. So we just need to do that to the rest of these. And I did not realize you could do more of them at the same time. So we can just stick them all in here and multiply them all. Okay, now let's try this. Now that it knows that it can put 4 items in at a time, should be way better off. And that's the other thing I need, this extended molecular assemblers. I forgot. So if I pop one of these guys down, there we go. Instead of our old one, yeah, this can hold 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crafting jobs at the same time. And acceleration cards. This is going to be so much faster. What? Yeah, this is crazy. I didn't realize that. So now all of our crafting should go way, way faster. Ooh, I got 5 times sand and gravel. Add to the collection. Of course, we need 18 of each of these, but it's a start. Oh, and that's right. I need iron now that I have those seeds growing. Okay, I've just finished the last seed setup that we need. Technically. I kind of just caved and set up a small farm for each of these last ones, at least until I can get some more lily pads and hose and everything. That's just gonna have to be like that for now. But it is working. All of these crafters are connected up, crafting the base blocks, sending them into our ME system, where they're getting compressed. So yeah, very slowly, we're going to be able to get all of the compressed blocks that we need. Wood's actually going to be a fast one, since it takes 3 essence. But, I mean, that's pretty much the black hole completed. We're kind of just waiting on the blocks to craft now. So now we can just let that run in the background and have all of these compressed blocks be done when we're ready for them. That's a 1 item down for the ATM star. So yeah, I think we're making good progress. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in next episode. Goodbye.